Hey, Scrapbook friends, welcome to episode 45 of our Theme Park Thursday. This time we are still at Animal Kingdom. We're in Dinoland, USA, which is kind of a kitschy, carnival-ish amusement park themed area of Animal Kingdom. Some people hate it. I actually really like it a lot because of the theme. I think they do a great job building on the theme. They've actually just recently announced that they are going to be closing Dinoland USA, so it makes it a little bit more poignant to have some of these scrapbook layouts of part of Disney history, soon to be Disney history. So we used a collection called Better Together. No sketch. This all came out of my own head. A few things I would have done differently if I would have planned ahead better. But I like it. Again, that's my goal, right? To like how it turned out. So I hope that you'll have fun watching this, seeing how it all came together, and that it will give you some ideas of your own. So kite show's over, and now we went off to Dinoland to play some of the games. This basketball game is going to play a role in future scrapbooks, but we didn't know that yet. So I think I want to do some kind of a layout with the games. And once again, I think I printed far too many pictures. We only play the basketball game now, but they just announced at a big D23 conference that they're getting rid of Dinoland, trying to get into something else, South America, which will be good because this was a little cheesy. I always hated having to pay extra. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to use all of these, and a lot of these are probably very duplicate. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So yeah, it looked like 12. This is a bigger stack. This is probably 15. And then this is me with a ticket and Michelle with a prize. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ticket and I'm going to end with a prize. And then I'm going to do like a selection of the basketball and a selection of these little, this one with the little waffle balls. And just really try and reduce how many pictures of these I use, just to give an idea. Sometimes when I share pictures, I have an iPhone, and so my family and I will have like a shared album. And what happens is I take the pictures on my phone, I share them to the iCloud album, then I download it again to my phone to get everybody's pictures, and then I have duplicates. And there are programs you can run. There's like a duplicate pictures program I can run to go through and say, hey, these two are exactly the same, and I'm always too lazy. So that's part of why I end up with duplicates. But this is Dinoland. There's a lot of blue in here. I've got some orange. It's still Animal Kingdom. So let's choose some papers. I think I'm going to do kind of like columns, like this can be cropped and this can be cropped. So maybe like a 3.5 inch here, something here, and then we'll have some spaces to decorate here. So let me look and see what papers I have that I feel like might work with this. All right, so this one is called Pineapples and Palms, and this one is called Better Together. Neither one of these is orange and blue. This is blue that has some orange. This has kind of the yellow and the green. This is more kind of Animal Kingdom-y. This one I have a whole bunch. This was the collection for one of our conferences, our Creative Memories Advisor conferences. And I ended up with a bunch of it because I wanted to use it for my conference scrapbook. But I think maybe I could use it. No, I want to use this up. This is almost used up. See how skinny my folder is? And I can use the folder for something else. But I got tons of this. So maybe I'm going to try and use some of these papers. I have some pieces that are already cut, so that will make it easy. Let's see, it's not the most organized, but it's all in the same folder. So how do we feel about this? Like this purple stripe. I like this blue right here. I like this star. I love this stripe. You know me and stripes. I love this one with the little stars. Look, I've got some circles already cut from some other project. I don't want the people. I like these little fireworky guys. This blue could possibly work. The back of this says, making memories, best friends, better together. And I don't think I'll ever use that for anything. I do like this star paper. There's more of that star. I got 2 pieces of this blue with the polka dot. Oh, that's the back. That's that star on the back. So yeah, there was 2, I guess. Oh, there might have been 3 because this is better together. 2 tone on tone. And then there was, oh, I guess that's the one I had. All right, let's see. Let me play around and see. I like the idea of having like the same background, except I thought I had that stripe. Oh, there it is. There's that stripe. Okay. Oh, this one too. I kind of like that stripe. Oh, but I like the stars. I can see myself using the stars for something else. So I think what I want to do is use papers that I don't necessarily like the back side. Oh, here's the other one. Better Together. That was the paper pack. All right. So hang on just a sec. I'm going to put this all back in the folder. Okay, I don't know why I told you to hang on a second because you know I was just going to snip that out, but just I guess I'm used to scrapbooking and talking to people in real life. So I did pull out a couple others while I was in there. This one with the people I said I wasn't going to use, but the back has the fun other stars. So I'm kind of thinking I like the idea. I see these stripes up here, and I kind of like the idea of using this stripe as a background. It's a little obnoxious, but then if we do squares or big rectangles, like I could do a big rectangle. Oh, that's the stripe. Oh, I could do a big rectangle of this blue. I could do, I think I have some cut up pieces of these. I could do a little rectangle of this one. I need a color. I'd have to do this star. I don't know that I want stars on all of these. I need a darker one, and then this could go down here, or vice versa. All right, after I put it all away, I think I need to pull out something that's more contrasting, or maybe I mat these on some cardstock so they have a little bit of a frame, but I don't love these two. I feel like I need one of them that's more like this, that has more contrast. Let's see what I got. So I have all these partially cut papers, and I think this is going to work better than using any of these full papers, which I don't really want to, you know, quote unquote waste. I mean, it wouldn't be wasted because I'd be using them. But if I have papers that are already cut, then that just makes it a lot easier. And I've got this big piece of the blue with the fireworks. I think that could be fun. And maybe then this one with the stars. And maybe I do the yellow. No, there's not. Okay, I've got this yellow could go up there. Then I don't have so many stars. And this, either this polka dot, I'm kind of thinking maybe this one. I don't like those two together. Oh, maybe it's this side I like. Or these stars. That's that same yellow. I guess I could do the same yellow for both. This one I feel really good about. This and this, although I do like this brighter star. Maybe I do that for the ticket and this for the star, but then I got 2 stars next to each other and I don't love that. I am kind of liking the idea of making these more like little framed blocks. If I do that, then I'd probably want to frame the whole thing, and then we get into whole bunches of layers, which maybe I don't want to do. Make sure these stripes line up. Okay, they do. So if I have this one right here, this one right here, what size could I have here? I could have, I love this because you can see Michelle's, she's wearing her little fairy wings. Shows right there really well. Any of these. Could put that one. Have me. Oh, that's a better one. I think I want the fairy wings showing. So maybe we need 2 of them. One of me. So I was thinking of cutting them smaller, but maybe if I cut them, you know, or having like 6 or 8, but maybe I only need 4. Maybe that would be just right, actually. Definitely want that one. I like this one. It's all Katie playing the basketball game here. Maybe I don't want to do like this one because Michelle's in it. And that one because she's getting started. That one she's kind of looking a little sassy though. Maybe I want that one. So if I did these, if I cut these 5 inches tall, five, that would be 5, it would be 10 plus a 1/4 inch. Oh, maybe kind of 4.5 inches tall. All right, let's get out our beautiful new photo trimmer and see what we can do with these photos. This one, I think I'm going to start with this one and see what we can do. I think we can do 3.5 here. So I'm at almost just, oh yeah, I'm under 3.5. So yay, okay, 3.5. We'll cut that at 3.5. I'm going to mention again about the safety of this trimmer. A friend of mine had a retreat this weekend and several of her customers got cut. Please, please, please do not pick this up by the blade. Apparently, people have gotten in the habit of picking it up while it's open. Please don't do that. That's when you get cut. These are super sharp blades. Let's get into the habit of cutting and closing every time. All right, so now we're going to cut this one to 3.5. Just so that it's the same. And then these, I would also like to cut to 3.5. I'm going to cut Michelle off right here. Sorry. Cut this to 3.5. I might even try to cut these down to 3.25. 3.5. But I'm going to cut them each first. Oh, I can't decide. That's not the greatest picture of Katie. I think I might just do these other 2. Easy to cut these down. It would be easy to cut them it would even be easy to cut these down to 3 inches if I need to. So that's 3.5, 3.5. I think I'm going to cut these at 3.5. Look how nice it is to be able to cut any size I want. 3.5 by 4.5. Three and a half by 4.5. Look, I almost picked it up, but look, I'm holding it by the handle. It's not going to cut me. But yeah, there's my bad habit. I'm going to cut the worker off instead of Michelle's wings. Sorry, Mr. Cast Member. By 4.5. Oh, I can cut that person off right there. 3.5. I keep her little wings. 4.5. This one, 3.5. And I think I'm gonna cut, oh, I'll still cut the bottom. I was thinking, yeah, I could cut off the top, but I wanna keep all those little guys. Again, what did I say? Don't pick it up by the handle, close and cut. But I'm holding on to the handle. It's okay. It's okay to pick it up like this if you have to. You shouldn't. You should close it and pick it up the same way. All right, so now, but see now these are almost blending into the background. So do I need a little mini photo mat around each of these? That would be a good way to use up a lot of this paper. I think I do like that. If I mat these, if I give little tiny mats around all of these, and then we can cut this smaller so it floats on here. I think we're gonna build from the photos out, and then I'll decide where I cut these. So I had a couple paper, oh, this is the stars on the back though, which I love. Let's see if I have a different one that's, or I could even just use aqua cardstock. I have some precious aqua cardstock left. Let me pull that out. So this one is actually called Robin's Egg, and I really like it. It was from a cardstock buffet. This is aqua, it's a little bit lighter. I think I'm gonna go with this Robin's Egg. Again, because I've got all these pieces of cardstock now that they don't match anything, and they're taking up precious real estate. Okay, so now for this one, we're gonna have to get our 12-inch trimmer to cut the paper. You can, of course, cut cardstock with the new photo trimmer, and you can cut photos with the paper trimmer, but I really love that these tools are designed to be, you know, the best tool for the best job. I keep telling people that. All right, I think I want 1/8 of an inch mat. I cut these to 4.5, so I'm gonna cut these to 4 3/4. I need 4 of them. 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And this end has a little crinkle from when I stuffed it in my Stampin' Storage paper tray. So that's the piece I'm going to have the extra. 3 3/4. And then I'll cut one more. Oh, I never know what to do here because I love to keep long rectangles. I don't know if I'm going to need this for the other side. We'll go to 4 3/4 just in case I end up using the same color mats for that side. Although I think I'm going to use yellow for that side. 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, now let's mat these guys. Oh, I started to mat the mat. To stick the mat down. I'm not ready for that yet. It's actually a little bit bigger mat than I was envisioning, and I don't know how well it's going to fit right here. I might have to trim these guys down and use more like a 1/16 of an inch mat, for which I will use my photo trimmer. Yeah, see, I kind of want it like this. That little skinny mat, not the wider mat. I should have tried one before I cut them all. We're just gonna do this and then we'll trim again. And I could just trim them down before I put the pictures on, but it's really easier for me to judge once I've got the picture in. I don't think I'm going to be able to use the little raised lip on the mat to help me with this trim because this is a even skinnier trim. And I don't even know how much I'm cutting off. Am I cutting off a full 1/8 of an inch? But I love that you can just kind of see. So like right now, oh, let's see how I can show you this. Right now I've got the edge of the photo right there along the edge of the clear. And there's that raised piece. I'm just gonna slide it over basically, so I can see that. I can just see the edge of this plastic lines up with the blade, and so if I can just see where the cut's going to be on this little mat. So let's measure actually what this is not even working out to be a measurement. And this one's apparently crooked on here because it didn't come out straight. I don't even know what measurement that is. It's at like 3 and I don't even know, it's like a 32nd. So we're just going to use the eyeball method, which is one of my favorites. But that means when I cut the mats for the others, I probably just cut them the same way and then trim them down to the size I need. Because I don't know that saving this little bit of paper would have made that much difference. Okay, so here we go with Katie. I almost hate to use this little star spangly paper because you don't see much of it. But I think if I position it like this, and then I can cut off probably 2 inches at the top, that will be great. Okay, stick these guys down. Just kind of eyeballing it to get the spacing. So I did actually have my laptop with me in case I wanted to go on Pinterest to look up an idea, but just the way my pictures were, I always like to start with my pictures. I love pre-made layouts. I love having a stash of layouts that I can pull from, but sometimes the story kind of determines the layout, if that makes sense. And so make these a little closer together. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't have a layout in mind for this until I looked at my pictures to see what they wanted me to do. All right, I care a lot about having this inside corner look good, you know, so that this all lines up. If it's not quite here, that doesn't bother me as much. So this one, we're gonna, again, this time I kind of can use this little raised edge, but I can just tell by looking, see through that clear stripe that that's about centered. However, let's measure this just to see. Yeah, 2 and a smidge. So now when I cut this one, I'm gonna have to line them up and measure against each other just so that I makes that work. So for this one, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really want to cut Michelle. I think hers is nicely centered. Mine's a little bit off center. So I think I am going to cut maybe a 1/2 inch or so off the top of this. Just not quite a 1/2 inch because I don't want that pole. I don't want that pole to go off the edge. I want it to end. So let's do that right there. I didn't actually decide if that's going to fit, did I? I think this needs a yellow, maybe some of my precious old goldenrod. All right, I got this piece right here, my stash, so I think I can just use that. One of the reasons why I keep pieces, even if they have a circle or something cut out of them, is because I can still use it for a mat. And I'm going to save this in case I want to use it for my journaling. Oh, I do love a guillotine trimmer. All right, so that's going to go on here. I wonder if I'm going to need something else, like along the top. But this is kind of nice because I have this stripe, so I could do something like in the stripe, like a punched border. I have the circle chain border. All right, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Or if we decided we wanted to like mat this whole thing, put a border around it. So let's, oh, I can fit it that way. Look, fit it that way. Although I don't really like this triangles going sideways. So we're gonna do it this way. Oh, look, I can line it up on this line. And that's gonna help me. As I pick up my trimmer by the blade yet again. I'm trying to train myself. Okay, that might be too wide. Unless I want to overlap it like that, which I might want to do. Okay, I don't hate that with the little overlap. Or I could bunt this up against the edge and still overlap it. Okay, we'll see. Now this side, do we mat these in the same robin's egg blue? And then mat this in the gold down here, or do we mat these in gold and then mat this one in the robin's egg blue down here? Maybe we do that. So now I got to find another piece of goldenrod. I do have whole pieces left. Oh, and what do we decide? Do I need to cut it at 1 and... I still need to cut it at 4 3/4 and then trim it down. I'll need 4 of them. And 3 3/4. Guess I could do all 3 of these. All right, 3 3/4 and 1 more from here. And I could have then just used this piece right here to mat that picture, and I have the piece this size that I can use for the other picture. Now we'll find those pictures, which I've obviously moved. Clear under the ruler over here. And we'll have to do the same thing where I mat them and then I trim them. Okay, these guys are done. And we'll just kind of do the same thing. I think I'm going to put no, I don't know. Maybe I'll do them like this. Just alternate who is where. And then I'm going to try and line it up. Oh, I don't even know if this is the same width. It is not. This is about 1/4 inch wider. Will anyone know? I might know. I'm going to cut 1/4 inch off of this piece. Oops, sorry, backwards. Yep, exactly 1/4 inch right there. So whatever I cut this for before. And this piece was almost 2 1/4. I'm going to cut 2 inches off this right now, and then we'll just trim the other piece as we need to make it the same. Look, I just picked this up by the handle too. Full of bad habits, full of bad habits. All right, I'm gonna use this to kind of align them so that, this one's, I would say this one's taller. I did that on purpose. About 1/4 inch. I do it like this. And again, I'm going to work on this little section, the middle, to make sure that that's where the prettiest alignment is. a little not quite centered, I think. Oops, and I just went off the edge with my tape runner. We'll just tuck that under. Okay, and then picking it up by the blade. Oh, I think I want to mark this one actually to make sure that they're exactly the same height. I'm going to do it on the back with the pencil. I'm going to mark this right here, and actually I think I'm going to mark it at the bottom. It'll be a little bit easier to see. And then I'm going to cut that off. Cut off the mark because I put it right at the edge. So the mark stayed on here. And now hopefully these two guys will be exactly the same height. Ta-da! All right, so then the last one will be this one that's going to have the Robin's Egg Blue matte. Trouble is, now I don't quite know what I'm going to do with the rest of the layout. You know me, it needs something else. I don't know what it is. All right, so this one, it felt like if I put this edge of the plastic right at the edge of the photo, it gave me that little 1/16 of an inch mat. I don't know how quite to describe it. There's kind of a light that shows, and the blade pokes out from that little protective piece. It's not, you know, you have this little space. So that's why people are cutting themselves, because the trimmer is just designed a little differently. So this one I'm gonna do here. And we can always cut it down if we need to. Look at that. Picking it up by the handle. That's interesting. Like, I've tried super hard not to be critical of the people who've cut themselves. Using a new tool can require a lot of unlearning of habits, but I've been very curious about how it has happened. How have they managed to cut themselves? And I'm seeing just in my own behavior how that can be happening, because I'm totally doing that exact same thing. I'm using my old bad trimmer habits, bad safety that I got used to with our old trimmer, which was safer. You know, had more of a safety blade. All right, I think because this is touching on the side, I'm gonna have this be touching on the side, and then it almost exactly fits. If I have to put it under, I will. But I think that's might be what I need to do here. And then I think I want to pull out the stickers. I've got gobs of the stickers too, for some reason. And they had a lot of borders. Mostly borders, and a lot of the sayings are not, you know, they're like better together and stuff that I just don't see myself using for this. I kind of like this one, the little half circles. It feels kind of midway-ish, and I've got two of those if I want to do top and bottom. Got the little yellow, got the stars. I kind of like the stars. I've used the stars before. Got the little hearts. Yeah, we're not filled with wonder. I don't want the quilt. I like the just want to have fun. That could actually work. Kind of like this blue, but it's a little too light, I think, for what we did here. I like that stripe too. All right, and these are from a Totally Tonal. I don't know how they got in there. Let's see here. I think I do want to do the little half circles, and I've got so many of them. that, you know, I could go all the way around all 3 edges. Oh, that could be cool. That could be cool because it's going to cover up the white up at the top. I mean, it has white on it, the way that the little sticker is designed. But if I just line these up with the edge. Now this is probably something that like a normal person wouldn't be able to do because you wouldn't have 25 packs of the same sticker, but you know, I tend to, if I like something, I'll buy more of it because it might be gone when I need it. I'm going to start at on the same side just so that if I do decide to put one down this side, which I'm thinking maybe I do want to do. Now I have to decide if I want it to be mirrored. So, because I could put the yellow with the yellow, or I could do it the other way and put the blue so it goes in the same direction and then ends on the yellow. I think I want to do that. I think I prefer it to be all the same rather than to have it be mirrored. And I think I like the darker blue on the outside, although if I put the other one up and down, that's not gonna, oh, I guess it will work. Well, this side will be yellow on the outside. Well, okay, we'll figure it out. All right, what do we think? I think it needs the strip down this outside. And this is yellow and yellow, and this is blue and blue. Unless I turn it this way, which then gives me that mirrored look, but either way, this is not going to be able to be mirrored. I guess it kind of could be. Okay, I think we're going to do it this way. After I just said that, I don't know. No one cares. I know that no one cares. Why do I care? Am I going to look at this later and think, oh, that would just be so much better if they weren't mirrored? Okay, we're going to go with mirrored just because I need to step out of my comfort zone and try something different. It's pretty sad if that's what it takes for me to do something different. I'd kind of like to miter these corners. I wonder if it's too late if I've stuck them down. If I need to. Might have to see, how can I get under here? All right, the secret is to leave the sticker straight and move the paper down so that when we get that miter, we get a clean cut on the miter. All right, so there I folded the paper down. Take my microtip scissors. I'm just going to cut just in like that to where it connects. And then we'll peel this piece off. And we'll peel the underneath piece off. Oh yeah. Yep, I like that. It didn't quite exactly line up, but that's okay. We'll do the same thing here. Get under the and if I had known I was going to do this, I could have put like a little piece of leftover sticker release paper under it when I stuck it down the first time so that it wouldn't, I wouldn't have to peel it back up. This one turned out really nice, this top corner where it's the blue and blue. I like how that turned out a lot. So now we'll do this last one. Let's see. I'm going to use my multi-purpose tool. Let's see if I can get in here. A little bit easier than my fingernails. But just, if I would have thought about this, what you can do is just take a piece of the backing paper right here from any sticker sheet. Hopefully we all have some extra. And if I would have just put this down on the corner before I stuck my stickers down, then I wouldn't have to peel it up to do this next step. But I can peel it up. I can leave that in, actually. Corner to corner. From the corner to the little V. This is another one of those things that probably nobody else would bother doing. So Donna Guest is the lazy scrapbooker, and I need to come up with a name for myself that's like the opposite of it, the overthinking scrapbooker or something. How can I possibly make this a little harder on myself? Scrapbooker. Oh, that ripped the paper a little bit. Maybe I'll use that little piece. I was to say which one goes on top, and then I realized it doesn't matter because I'm going to not have a top. There'll just be two sides. Okay. All right, I'm glad I went around the edges. I do like that. And then I just stuck all these little pieces on my ruler, so I'll throw those away. I'm not going to try and salvage those. Maybe somebody needs to do a channel like the Frugal Scrapbooker for those people that like go through the trash at a crop and dig out teeny tiny little pieces of paper and make layouts from them. That's not me. I'm not a frugal scrapbooker. However, the odds of me running out of scrapbook paper in my lifetime, not huge. All right, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this one I think is a little bit wider than that one, just a hair. So I'm going to put these on first. And do I want it to be in the white? Do I want it to be down here? So, oh, I need to leave a place for a title and some journaling. I think I will do it so that it doesn't have the white showing. Well, the white will be right here for her and for me. Oh no, it'll be blue for me, purple for me. I guess I could do it like that. I think I'm going to align it with this purple stripe down here on the bottom. So I leave space at the top to do a title. Plus that way it makes it easier for me to line it up across both layouts. I'm not going to stick this quite down yet because I want to, how much is going to get covered? Just a hair. I think it's going to be all right. I don't know if I should like try to trim this down so it's even all the way around, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think it still looks, looks pretty even. Okay. Just for a second, I thought I might get a paper cut from that edge of that sticker. That would have been funny. I didn't get cut by the trimmer. I got cut by the paper or the sticker, but I didn't. Yay. I think I do want to use the Just Want to Have Fun. Sticker somewhere. Oh, I've got these stars too with the circles. That could be something. But I need a title. what are these called? Are these called boardwalk games? Carnival games? I might have to look that one up. Let me look up what they're called and do a title, and then I'll come back and do stickers. Okay, so it turns out they're called Fossil Fun Games. I think I like that. Rather than putting carnival games or midway games, we're going to call them Fossil Fun Games. And I think I'm going to use, I might use yellow sticker letters this time, because I think that, I think the blue's not going to match. Oh, we'll pull them both out and see. Here's the yellow, and here's the blue. Oh boy. And I've been naughty and I haven't put them all away, but I will. I promise I will. It might need to be the blue, and the blue might actually match. Although I like the yellow. I like the contrast of the yellow. All right, I'm going to do yellow, even though I think that the blue would have worked all right. Okay, I'm obviously missing one of my sheets of something, so I might have to find all my other stickers. But let's see what we can do with the, oh, nope, I'm out of S's for games. Okay, find the rest of my stickers. All right, there they are. They were upside down, which is why I couldn't see them. And I'm not going to use the positioner or anything like that. I'm just going to do what somebody once called dancing letters, and I love that. I think I am going to have to go around these with a pen. I don't mind doing that. So I have a second sheet of these because I'm out of F's and I need both F's. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down 2 of these E's and save my F's for something else, since I do need both of them, which is a technique I like to do. And this one's easy because I just have to trim this little section off the E, and there's an F. Oh, but I'm not to the F yet. I'll hold it on my finger for a minute. The lowercase letters, I guess, I've been using. I think some of these are letters I used for my family reunion album, which I know I need to do a flip through for you guys very soon. All right, that's actually made a little sharp corner. I'm gonna just round it a hair. Again, no one will care. No one will know. But I noticed it. It was a little sharp. IL. All right, I'm going to actually scoot this guy down, because when I trace on it with a pen, I don't want it to crash into the other sticker. And turns out I'm running out of eyes. And those are a little harder to cut from something else. So I have been obviously using lots of sticker letters, which I didn't use for a long time. I used my Cricut or my Silhouette, but I found that I was not cutting as I went. You know, I'd say, oh, I'll come back and do all of those later. So I have like 5 or 6 albums that are finished, except for titles and journaling, and that's not fun. I don't enjoy doing it. So for me, using the sticker letters has helped me kind of go back to finishing a whole layout at a time, and of course doing that on this video series. All right, I was hoping that I had the navy microtip pen, but I don't. So I'm going to test and see. This is the icy blue. I think it's going to work okay. I could use the regular dual tip, the fine side, but the microtip is just, you know, skinnier. So let me trace around these, and then we'll come back for the journaling, or the journaling and the embellishing. So this might actually have been a little bit too skinny. I had to go around it twice to make the lines even show up, but I hope you can tell the difference between the one that's traced around and the one that isn't. I feel like it just pops, and it's, you know, again, one of those things that's probably not 100% necessary, but just makes a little bit of difference if you have the time to do it and you have a steady hand. It can be, you know, a little tedious, and I have many times messed up, but usually a little piece of a damp tissue will clean that off for me. But I really think that tracing around the letters, if you feel like they're getting lost in the background, tracing around them can make a huge difference. All right, done with that. Now let's think about the stickers. I don't need to use these stars because we just used all the little half circles, but I have the words that just want to have fun. That could go down here. And maybe these little blue outside stars. I don't know how I feel about that. This needs to be all the way on the white for the white to show through. And it doesn't really work because the white stripe is smaller. And I'll do the yellow there, and maybe this yellow up here. And I need a little bit of journaling, and I need a third, you know, that whole, maybe I'll put something, the whole groups of threes thing. I feel like I've been paralyzed by that. Okay, I think I want to journal. I don't really remember what we were doing or what we were thinking, but what would I tell you about this? That we don't usually play the games because they cost extra money, but this time with only 3 of us, Michelle talked me into it. So I think this was her senior year of college. This was her last spring break, so that's probably it. So I'm going to journal. I'm going to use these lines here to help me with my journaling. Hopefully this same blue pen will show up on here. If not, I will, cut a journal box. But let me journal, and we need something else up here. I'll figure that out. Okay, I just wrote 2 tiny little letters. We started right, we don't, and that is just too thin. I just feel like you can't see it. So I pulled out my dual tip pen. It's gonna be a little bit different color blue, but nobody's gonna care. And I'm gonna do my journaling with the dual tip, the fine side of the dual tip. All right, I just said we don't usually play the games because it costs extra, but apparently Michelle has always wanted to. And because Katie is the athletic one in our family, it fell on her to make Michelle's dreams come true. And then over here I said, she did it. Way to go, Katie, for winning a cute Mickey plush for Michelle. So now I think I need something right here. And I think it needs to just be these last few little stars. I have, that down here. I've got a couple extra stars that weren't necessarily the ones that fit this size. Where's the other yellow one that was in here? I must have used it somewhere else. Okay, I think that's done. Let me clean up, and then we'll turn out the lights and look at it without the glare. It does seem so funny to me that turning out the lights makes it easier for you guys to see this, but it's true. It's not as easy for me to see to do the scrapbooking, which is why I have to have the lights on when I'm working. But here's our layout, Fossil Fun Games. Still not 100% sure this yellow does blend in a little bit, but I think when you look at it up close, you can see it better than here on the screen. 10 pictures on one layout, not too shabby. I was able to use some scrap papers that I already had, a purple stripe paper that I've had for a long time. And this is week 45. I'm staggered that we've been doing this for 45 weeks. I did not think I was going to succeed at having a video for you every Thursday, but we've managed to do it. And I've really enjoyed interacting with you. I love the comments. I love the feedback that you give me. I loved on last week's video when someone saw, or I guess it was the Savvy Scrapbookers, when somebody saw that I was about to put my papers upside down and said that she was yelling at her screen, but I corrected it in time. So thanks all of you who have subscribed, who've liked my videos, who've recommended me to others. Every now and again, somebody will share one of my videos in the virtual crop group or something, and it always just makes me feel so great. I appreciate you. I hope that this gives you some ideas for your own layouts, and that you will have fun scrapbooking your memories wherever they may be of. So I will be back, I think next Wednesday. I might have a special video for you. Not a Savvy Scrapbookers, but wink, wink. I got something coming, I think next Wednesday, and then next Thursday I'll be back with episode 46. So thanks so much, and happy scrapbooking.